And then the avidya, because the one of the subtlest, one of the most sort of intense seed of all our wrongdoings is avidya, the ignorance, not knowing the higher or the divine or the absolute place. And then he says the 3 steps of Bhakti Marga, again, really simple and quite beautiful. So the step 1 is Shraddha, is the faith. It's actually believing into the divine, or believing even into the existence of divine itself. Because then if you don't really believe in it, then there is nothing actually to talk about. You know, as we get many people like, oh, I'm not interested in philosophy, I'm not interested in divine. And you know, it seems to be there has always been the 2 sort of level types of people, where somebody believes in it. We have the religious people, we have the non-religious people. People believe in God, people don't believe in God. So here he said the first step of Bhakti Marga is Shraddha, or the faith or believing into the God. And this is actually a really beautiful story, a dialogue or a bit of conflict and discussion between a sadhu and a king. And this king, you know, as he was one of those non-believers into the God or into any form of divine. And he showed this sadhu, you know, dressed up into orange and walking past him, and everyone touching his feet and blessing him and worshipping him, which kids sort of got a bit of annoyed, you know, sometimes if you don't believe in it, and you just think why somebody is praising that person so much. So the king, to destroy the you know, the bliss or this fame of the sadhu, he came forward in the public and he said, look, sadhu, I don't believe in God. So sadhu looked at him and said, oh, why don't you believe in it? He said, oh, because I cannot see it, I cannot experience it. And the king said, if you can prove or if you can show me the God or the divine, then I will accept the divinity. Well, the sadhu smiled at him and he said, oh, king, can you bring me a cow, a milking cow? The king gracefully accepted his demand. As for me, for the king, there was nothing. He looked at his one of his servant or caretaker and he said, can you bring a healthy cow? So they got the cow into the courtyard. And then the sadhu looked at the king again and he said, oh, I would like someone to milk the cow. So the guy again, he milked the cow and bring the milk in the middle. Now the sadhu looked at the king and he said, king, can you tell me, is there a ghee, is there butter in this milk? Is there any butter in this milk? Now king looked surprised to the sadhu and he said, oh, that's just obvious. I know that there is a milk, there is a butter or ghee in the milk. And I also believe in it because I know it. Now the sadhu looked at the king again. He said, oh, but can you actually see it? The king said, I cannot see it, but I know that there is a butter in it and I know the process how to get the butter out. And then the king details the process. Said you change the milk into the yogurt and then you churn the yogurt and then the butter will come on the top and you get the butter out and you can see the butter is there. Now the sadhu looked at him and he said, oh, as you believe in the butter being into the milk, the divine also exists in each and everything. But to be able to see the God, to be able to experience the God, or to realize that the divine existence of God, we need to follow the process. And that process is a sadhana process.